Welcome to the Global Home Inspector Training Overview. I am Matt Fletcher. That is me there on the left, and I am a former high school building trades teacher turned full-time home inspector. So at this time in my life, I was teaching construction at a high school in a program. We built a real house every year, and I was doing inspections part-time. And the school district cut that program and laid us all off, and I started doing inspections full-time after that. And this is an overview of our training course. Look at this guy with all that money. I think a lot of people become interested in becoming a home inspector because they attend a home inspection, and then they see the home inspector get paid, $400 to $600 for what looks like just 3 hours of work. There's a little more to it than that, believe me. But yeah, you're at the home inspection for probably 3 hours or so. But then people start going, oh wow, how many of these do you do a day, Matt? They would ask me, and you can do two a day, and you can make $800 to $1,200 a day. I've done three inspections in a day, but honestly, the home inspection industry is somewhat seasonal. So in the spring and the summer, you'll be busy, and then in the winter, you'll be slow. So that's just the way it is. Let's look at some government statistics on home inspection income. So these are from the government. I looked these up, so you know they must be correct because the government did them, right? So I think this is pretty accurate. Um, you can make this kind of money if you go all in the home inspection business. You could possibly make that much in the first year. I did not. I started out very slowly, as it wasn't something I planned on doing forever. I got some cards printed and just passed out a few. And I think I made $3,500 my first year, and that was 26 years ago too. So, but if you went all in, got the training done, did your marketing aggressively, you could possibly make that much your first year. Let's look at some of the benefits of becoming a home inspector. So there's a low barrier to entry compared to other trades. So like if you want to become an electrician, it takes years and years to get your journeyman's card. I think it's 4 years now to get your journeyman's card. And architects, you got to go to college and pass a bunch of tests, things like that. Training for home inspectors varies by state. So here in Michigan, where I'm at, we don't have any licensing requirements yet. And I believe 14 states are still like that. And some states require a license, so you'd have to look into that on your own. We're not going to cover that in this presentation. Low cost to get started. So if you're already in the trades and you have a pickup truck and a ladder rack and some ladders and some basic tools, you probably have over half the tools you need to become a home inspector. You might just need a plug tester and maybe a moisture meter, maybe an infrared camera if you want. As far as time goes, our students complete our course in about 30 days. Each lesson, I would say, is about 2 hours. An hour to read through it, make your notes and things, and maybe another hour to take the test. Earning potential. So people live in a house of average of about 6.5 years now, and then they move, get a bigger, better house. So as long as people are buying and selling houses, you'll always have work. Uh, Home inspection is something that can't be offshored and cannot be replaced with AI, artificial intelligence. So those are some great benefits. A lot of people are turning back toward the trades because of AI now. Flexible schedule, that really was what drew me to it. So I've always been buying houses and fixing them up and selling them and doing other things. So home inspection is very flexible. You can work when you want. Downsides are the fluctuating housing market. So when interest rates go up, sales go down. So do home inspections, of course. It can be a little physically demanding. You have to be able to climb a ladder, go on roofs, go on crawl spaces, and deal with spiders and maybe a dead rat once in a while. Liability, you could end up getting sued if you miss something important on a home inspection. If you miss a dead plug or something like that, no one's going to sue you. But if it's a bad foundation, it's got some big cracks in it that you somehow didn't see, yeah, you could end up in court over that, which is why you could have a good report, which limits your liability. And we teach report writing pretty extensively in our curriculum. Every lesson has a writing exercise at the end. And like any business, you got to have some marketing, especially when you get started. The best marketing is a good home inspection and a good report, though. I've always believed that. So like I said, I used to be a high school construction teacher, and this is one of the houses we built. And I use these pictures to teach home inspection. They're very instructional, so you can't see the underground plumbing, which is under the basement floor once the house is done. So I use these to explain to you what's going on where you can't see it and why certain things happen. So you'll see a lot of pictures like this in our program. Here's more pictures of us building the house. Here we're framing the floor, of course. So I'm not in this alone. This is your other instructor, Joe Vaglica, Vaglica, if you want to look him up. So Joe's a professional engineer, a PE, and he also has a PhD in engineering. And Joe has taught part-time at Macomb Community College, which is where I met him. I took one of his courses. He's also taught at the University of Detroit, which I graduated from, and he also uh, teaches part-time at Wayne State, which that's where I got my master's degree in teaching. So I ran into Joe and we started talking, and we went in doing inspection work together like about 15 years ago, I think. And so Joe is involved in the school, and Joe's focus in this is commercial buildings. So Joe designs and builds a lot of commercial buildings. So he is our resident expert on that subject. Here, I think he's teaching, I think that's a soils class at the community college. That's their construction lab. They had a pretty nice program there. Joe's not just an academic. He's out doing inspection work with guys like me. I've helped Joe do structural inspections, and he's taught me things about that, and then I've taught him things about home inspections. But this is a subdivision that Joe designed and built. Joe designed and built that road. He laid out the sewer system underneath the ground there, and now they have the contractors coming and starting to build the houses. So Joe's not just a teacher; he's out there in it, doing it every day. Gateway Engineering in Shelby Township, Michigan. So as far as the lessons go, we have them laid out like this. These are some renovation pictures that I took on a house I redid, and there's before. That's real lath board plaster, so I use that to explain to you what real plaster is versus drywall. You learn things like that. I bold everything that's important. Bold and repeat. If something's bolded and repeated, you better believe it's going to be on the test. Because I just tell you that up front. We're here to teach you, not trick you. There's no trick questions. So our program includes not only home inspections, but small and medium-sized commercial buildings as well. So you can get started doing commercial inspections right away. Small and medium-sized commercial buildings are not terribly different from homes. One of the big differences is flat roofs. So we cover flat roofs. We have a whole separate lesson on flat roofs. Then we have other lessons on inspecting commercial buildings and parking lots and restrooms, public restrooms with handicap access. Like this one, this is the ADA, Americans with Disability Act's bathroom. So there's certain turning radiuses for wheelchairs that they have to have, and the door has to be so wide to get a wheelchair through. So we cover some things like that. We also cover sewer scopes. So I'm not aware of any other program anywhere that offers home inspection, commercial inspection, and sewer scopes all for one price. $450, you get all three. I know other organization charges, I think 1,500 for their commercial inspection and then another 500 for the sewer scope training, you get everything for one price with us. And it's a good program. If you can find somebody that offers more and better instructors, go take their course. So this is our website. So this is what the front page looks like. There's an enroll now button over there if you want to go ahead and enroll after seeing this. Once you enroll, there's a student access button over here. So there's a drop down menu and it says my courses. So you just go in there and start taking your courses. I'll show you what that looks like. So there's a course introduction. So basically it just tells you what I just told you pretty much, what to expect. There's true and false, multiple choice questions, an essay at the end. And then after that, everything's in alphabetical order, and you can take them in any order you want. You have to get an 85 to pass. If you don't pass, you can retake the test. You don't fail out, you can retake it. Yeah, this commercial roof inspection quiz test at the end. So a lot of true and false, multiple choice, and then the last question's an essay question. So if you do the lesson on decks, you'll go through and read everything, hopefully make some notes. Don't try to memorize everything, especially the bold and repeated things. And then you answer the true and false and multiple choice questions. And then there's a question about what you thought of the lesson and how we could improve it. And you get 1 extra credit point for that if you answer. And then the very last question is an essay question on how you would inspect a deck. So basically all you have to do is take all the information you just learned and repeat it back to us and say, okay, here's what I would do and here's what I would be looking for. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, we're here to teach you, not trick you. I think each lesson's about an hour long, if I didn't say that, and then it'll take about an hour to do the test. I took this picture I was a judge at a shed building contest, and I love this kid's shirt. The road to success is always under construction. So when you're in construction, you might have to up your skills. If you're a framer right now or a tile setter and you want to become a home inspector, don't be afraid to up your skills and learn some new things and try some new things. So that's what we're here for. globalinspectionschool.com. If you have any questions, you can call us at 313-510-0284. If you think someone's going to put the hard sell on you, they're not, okay? But if you just want to email us and ask a question, that's fine too. Email us at globalinspectionschool@gmail.com. We use Gmail because it's better. You can send bigger files. We use that for all our business purposes. Thanks. If you have any questions, like I said, contact us.